typical day of a field tech is to install large integrated audiovisual systems.
We built something from the ground up into a big working system. It's a great place to learn about audiovisual, and a lot of the things that we install are really interesting, from sound systems to projectors to some lighting and some video conferencing.
The typical workday probably starts around 7:30 and ends around 3:30.
We'll go and pull wire, cut in boxes, and start installing touch panels, input plates, monitors, projectors, speakers.
One of the greatest things is I don't sit in an office all day. We're always moving around. Sitting in a classroom isn't for you. This is definitely, you get your education while you're working.
I am employed by Delta AV through the apprenticeship program, which has a system where it's a journeyman, someone who's been qualified for the job for at least 2 years, pair with an apprentice.
You won't just be one person's apprentice. You could be mine or another journeyman's, foreman installer, and you're going to learn a multitude of things from each of us to be able to move forward and start off with a good base.
You may not know how to do something, so there's a lot of other people you can talk to, and there's never a problem if you raise your hand and say, hey, I'm unsure on how to do this, or how do you guys want us to do this?
Because you really are able to do it any way you want to do it. As long as it's efficient, we're making progress.
Delta AV is a great place to work. They definitely look out for us and have our best interest in mind.
You as a person, we want you to continue working here. We want you to be in good health. I definitely like the benefit package at Delta AV.
I still have the energy and I still have the time to have the fun in my own personal life.
I feel like we have a lot of input into the process of how things get done. Questions or concerns that we have are valued and taken into consideration.
The work we do is definitely important. It keeps people connected.
Seeing doctors can communicate to people all over the world through their video conferencing system. Wires that we pull, that information that's going through those in 5 or 10 years may help cure cancer or, save somebody's life.
You're gonna feel like you've accomplished something. There's always a path that you can take. Technicians can go into sales. We've seen warehouse go into technicians go into project management.
This field is not going anywhere. There's no robots that are going to replace this in the next 20 years.
That was very interesting.